Hey guys, welcome back to the Rotational Save Files, where I'm bringing you guys along my journey starting my new rotational save file. Today, we're going to be talking about the settings that I use when I'm starting to set up my save file. So, this, just as a disclaimer, will change once I actually start gameplay, but there's just some things I like to do to get my game set up and started. And I need my settings to make it so nothing changes while I'm setting up my world. So I will go back through and adjust my settings once I'm ready to actually play with these Sims. And then I plan on filming another video for that once we're there. But I just wanted to walk through how I adjust my settings for this initial world building phase of my rotational save file. So I'm going to come up here to my options menu and I'm going to click on game options and I am going to go down to gameplay. And I currently have my autonomy set to full because I am going to have my Sims kind of play out about one Sim day before I move on to building the next family. And so I do want my autonomy on full so I can kind of allow them to form their own relationships and do certain things while I'm setting up my world. I have romantic invites and requests off. Friendly invites and requests off. I do not want automatic breakups to happen right now. And I also have unchecked the disable autonomy for selected sim. And this is because as I set up these families in my world, I do want to be able to enter this save file with the sims having the relationships that I have set. So once I get into gameplay, I will actually turn on the automatic breakups, allowing invites. I actually plan on turning those back on. But while I'm setting up my world and trying to move from family to family, creating each business in each lot, I really want to make sure that my families stay established. I have auto age played household set to no because I really want, again, like I don't want my Sims aging while I'm in this building phase of my save file. And then my auto age for unplayed households is also unchecked for the same reason. And so then that makes it so the sim lifespan this makes it so the sim lifespan setting should be like you should not be able to click on it. I have burglar visits off because again, I don't want to spend hours in build buy mode trying to build a house just for a burglar to come and steal everything in it. So I have that checked off and then I have the maximum sim count currently at 80 and I might move it up, we'll see. But right now we're going to keep it at 80. And then you want to make sure this is important, your animal aging is off. So if you add any animals into your save file as you're building, the animals will not continue to progress even though your families aren't. And then also I have enable neighborhood stories turned off as well for the same purpose because I don't want anything to change while I'm building this save file. Next, I'm going to go into my environment settings and I have the lunar cycle. I never mess with the lunar cycle, but if anybody could let me know what a reason for that would be, you could let me know because I honestly am not sure. And I don't know what the lunar effects are either. So that's something. As far as I keep the rain on, I keep the snow and blizzards on. The temperature effects on Sims are currently on, but I'm going to turn my season links down to 28 days. And I do this because as I'm rotating through families, I really want to experience the same season with multiple families at a time. So that's why I make the seasons longer. And that's, I think, the biggest setting in the environment pack that I mess with. And I'm gonna click yes to that, and then we're in pack settings. So I make sure that my Sims begin opted out of fame because I just feel like this is a little bit more realistic that if someone wants to step into the spotlight, they will, but I don't want to force them to. And then I love some of the build buy pieces that come with Eco Lifestyle. I really like the community lot type, but I absolutely despise the neighborhood voting. Like I hate it. I don't like it when my Sims are walking around with bags on their head or they're all fighting each other because they've decided neighborhood brawl is the option, like, I hate it. So I go in and I turn off NPC voting and I turn off eco footprint gameplay also because again, like, I wanna decorate a beautiful world. I don't want to have to worry about that too. I have the dust system currently turned off, but this is something I will turn back on once my gameplay begins. And then my werewolves are staying in Moonwoodville. I actually just recently found out that I think there's an MC command center setting to, I think, turn off your occults or make them all into like normal humans. And I think that's what I want to do because I typically don't play with the occult packs. And then I do have acne enabled, self-discovery enabled, career layoffs are off. And I think this is because for the self-discovery, I'm okay with the Sims kind of discovering themselves while I'm starting my families out, but I really don't want them to be laid off from the job I just got them. And then I have the rental unit events on. I don't feel like this changes a whole lot of gameplay during this first piece. And then I don't touch anything with the Love Struck section, life and death section, or businesses and hobbies section right now just because I don't feel like it's important. Or maybe that they're not it's not that they're not important, but they just don't have as much of an impact on this initial setup phase of my game. And so, I mean, that's really all of my settings. And then and just as another little pro tip, if you have MC Command Center, I highly recommend you use it. And specifically when I'm in this world building mode, I use it to cheat up their skills so that don't be like me, but so they don't start fires from cooking. Like if I have a adult parent who should be fairly responsible, they should know how to cook a meal, you know? So it's those things. So I'll just go in here to it's cheat sim info and then skill cheats, and then I like to set skills to level, and it'll just let you go through and select whichever skills. And then I also try to do certain things that I think, certain sims would just be good at in general. So yeah, I hope this helps. But like for my girl Clara Brant Wagner, I feel like she would definitely know how to do her makeup. So then I would set her makeup skill maybe to like a 5. And so then I'll do that for all of the skills that I think that they need. But that's just kind of like a little bonus. If you use mods, I definitely recommend using MC Command Center, especially when you're setting up your Sims and setting up your world building. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I plan on posting a mods video here soon where I'll kind of detail all the mods that I like to use for my rotational saves. And then, yeah, let me know if there's anything else you're interested in knowing about as we set up our save file together.